Hi everybody, once again you are welcome to my YouTube tutorial, and in this video we'll be talking about product analysis. I'm going to be teaching you how to build this wonderful Astonish dashboard, and everything that you need to do about this dashboard will be provided for you to follow along. You can see we have our product analysis, we have what we call this at the country from where the product comes from. You can see we have Australia, we have Canada, we have France, we have Germany, we have United Kingdom, and we also have United States. We have our total sales, we have total sales quantity, then we have reseller sales quantity, then we have internet sales quantity. Some of you might be familiar with this type of data set, and I'm going to tell you how to go about this data set. Then we have sales quantity by product category. Then we have sales quantity by promotion. And so we have reseller, we have no discount. We have sales quantity by category as well. You can see we have component, we have bikes, we have clothing, we have accessory. We have sales quantity by bank name. We have United Security, Guardian Bank, we have International Bank, we have this one should be International Security, so we can see the total sales quantity that was sold. And let's go to our filter. You can see first of all in Australia, what do we have? You can see we have a total sales of 9.6 million, and then we have a total sales quantity of 18,000, reseller quantity which is 4,948, internet sales quantity we have at 13,000. Then in Canada, you can see what we are actually having, that everything work out very well. You can see our trends, how it moves from January to December. You understand? Then we can just come to our year and pick any of the year that we want to see from there. Then when it's good to France, you can also see what we are getting from France. Total sales 2.64 million, total sales quantity 20,000, and there is seller sales 14,000, internet sales quantity we have 5,558. Then when we come to Germany, we have 2.89 million. So these are the things that we are going to be learning in this wonderful Astonish dashboard, which we call, this is the product analysis. They would like to see the top 10 reseller, top 10 subcategories, and top 10 products. We are going to be analyzing this data together, and then we are going to be doing every necessary things together as well. Please, if you find this video interesting, if you find this video useful, please subscribe to this channel. Please click the bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I upload video. Then please like, it's very necessary. Please comment, please share as well, because these are the things that encourages us to do more of the video for as many that are needed it to learn. Please, these are the way you can encourage us. So I have my other Power BI opened already, and what is going to happen is this is where the data is from. Wide World Import DW database. So when you put this on Google, you actually see the database. So the data set. So, and we have to import from this, from the data, from SQL database to Power BI. Already this has been done already. What we just have to do, I'm going to give you something similar like this, so you can just, I'm going to give you a dashboard like this that contains the data set, so you don't have to go extra miles from you for you to import the data into the Power BI. Probably some of you that doesn't really have the pre-knowledge of importing your data from SQL database and to Power BI. So these are the data. I'm going to provide this the way it is like this. I'm going to provide this, and what you just have to do is just for you to start following along for you to analyze the data. So this is just what we have to do. So for you to know, Wide World Importers DW database, that is where the data is from. So I'm going to remove this. Already I've named it product analysis report. Then we have not our page one. I'm going to just make it a report. So we just have this as a report. So we are not going to upload any data. So everything is already provided for you. So the next thing we do is we begins our write together. And if you are new to this channel, what we do is we build visualization around data using Microsoft Power BI, using Microsoft Excel, using Looker Studio, which we are going to introduce as soon as possible. Then we have some tutorial on SQL that we've paused, which we are going to resume back, and also we have some tutorial on Python that we paused for a while now, which we are going to resume back as well. But majorly you can find any dashboard that you need in Power BI and Microsoft Excel, and whereby the Looker Studio will be introduced as soon as possible. So what we are going to do, already we have, for you to see, is the same dataset. So let's come here. You can see is the same dataset. We only have 4 measures here, which is total sales quantity, total reseller quantity, and the internet sales quantity. So it's the same data that I have with what is here. And so we are just going to start from the scratch, create the mail, and we are going to take our write together, and we are going to see how we can design this simple dashboard like this. From basic to advanced level, you can as well use it for your own project. So what we are going to do next is we start already, since the data set is already here. So the next thing we are going to do is we come down here, we enter data, just click enter data. So when you enter the data, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to create just a mail. So we're going to just put it as a mail, then we'll load it, because this is where all our mails are going to be, because we want it in a separate table. As you can see, we have team currency, we have team customer, we have team date, we have team employer. So this table, you can use this table to analyze as much data as you want to. This data contains so many information that when you try to, you can visualize as many information from this data, which we are going to be using from time to time, and you are going to see how you can visualize different data using this particular data set. So when you open the customer, you can see what we are having. We are having the address, we are having the house owner, we are having the last name, we are having marital status, we are having new style, we are having phone, we are having so many information, total children, everything about this that you can use to practice and you can use to augment your data analysis Power BI skills. So what we do, already we have our mail created here. Then the next thing is we start to create our mail. You don't have to bother yourself about the relationship. As you can see, the relationship is already connected. So everything you just have to do, just begin to analyze your data. You can just close this. So you can see we have everything connected already. So the relationship is connected. So we don't have to go through this one after the other again, because this might take hours for me to explain how this is being connected. So we go back to our report view. Then we're going to create our first menu. So we come down to these 3. Remember, we created a table. This is the table for our menu. So we come to these 3 dots. Then we are going to create, the first thing we are going to create is our total sales, and the total sales is going to be from the fact internet sales. So we majorly based on this internet sales and this reseller. These are the 2 data sets that we are going to be using in this video, mostly this and this. Let me zoom it out for you to see. So I'm going to zoom this out, and I'm going to make it total sales. So I have our total sales already, and then the total sales equal to, we are going to have the sum, and where the sum is coming from, we are going to have the sum of our internet sales. Remember, this is the internet sales, so this is where we are going to have our sales from. So let's wait, this might give us a problem, no worry. So we're going to have internet. So let's go to the FAT internet sales. Then we're going to have our sales amount. You can see there's a very large data set. So we go to FAT internet sales. Then we have the sales amount. Then we click enter. Either you click enter or you just click here. So you have your internet sales already. So the next thing we are going to do is total sales quantity. So we are going to have our total sales quantity to see how many total sales quantity we have. Before we have our total sales quantity, we are going to have our internet sales quantity. So we have the first one. Then we can just click here and we'll open another mail, and we are going to name this mail internet sales quantity. So you can just shorten it. Make it probably internet sales quantity. So it's going to give us, we're still using the same data, the same table, which is going to be our internet sales quantity, and this time around we are using for the order quantity. So we want to see the order quantity. So you get to internet sales quantity. You can see already we have our internet sales quantity order quantity. So already that is done. Then the next thing that we are going to have, we are going to have our reseller quantity. So from our reseller quantity, we are going to see how many quantity do we have in the reseller. So you can just copy this and then just change the name from internet sales quantity to reseller sales quantity. So we have our new mail here. So let's just wait, and so we can just paste this. Instead of internet sales quantity, we are going to have reseller. So we're going to have reseller sales quantity, and this is going to be reseller. So we're going to make it, instead of internet, we're going to make it reseller. So let's go to reseller and we look for the order quantity in the reseller table. So we go to order quantity. Let's look for, this is FAT reseller. Then we are looking for the order quantity. So we have this. Then we are going to remove this from it. Then we have to just click enter. So we have our reseller sales quantity. Then now, for us to now have what we call the the total sales quantity now. We want to have the total sales quantity. And how can we have the total sales quantity? Then for us to have the total sales quantity, we are going to add the internet sales quantity with the reseller quantity. So we are going to have this as new mail, and we are going to make it what we call our total sales quantity. So we have our total sales quantity. So total sales quantity equal to, so we are going to add our internet sales quantity. So we have internet sales quantity, then we add it to our reseller sales quantity. So we have our reseller. So let's have our reseller sales quantity. So we have it here. So that is our total sales quantity. Then we click enter. So already we are done with our mail. So that is actually nice. Then the next thing is we can just begin to visualize our data. So we have it for already. Then we'll come down here. This column 1, we don't actually need it. So let's delete it. And when you first of all create this mail, you know you only have column 1. When you remove the column 1, definitely you are removing the mail table. So you have to wait until you have 1 or 2 mail in it. Even though when you have 1 mail created, then you can remove column 1 so that the entire table will not be deleted. So we have this out already. Then we can close this. We don't actually need it. Then the first thing we are going to start from, one after the other, we are going to start from our KPIs. So, and we're going to use this card for our KPIs. So And what about the background that we use? I want us to use the same background, and that means I have to go back and I have to look at the background that we used in the previous one in order for us to get the accuracy of the same thing without changing anything. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to look at the percentage, which is 0. I'll come down here, clear this out, go to the background, and I'm going to do this background, go to this color, more, then I'm going to paste this to it. Then I'll click out, then I will is 0%. So we have the same thing now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this off. So we have our KPIs. First, the KPIs that we are going to have is, so we are going to start from our total sales. Then we come to here, so we pick our total sales, and let's see what we have in our total sales. Then let's go back and change the currency back to, we don't want to use pounds, so we're using this as our currency. So let's wait. So good. Then the next thing we are going to do, here is this. So we'll reduce this a bit. Then format. We have to format it because we can't actually leave it this way. Leaving it this way, there's nothing wrong in it. It's actually good, but I always prefer the title to be at the top before the number, not the number value being at the top, then the label be at the bottom. It's not actually a nice thing, but nothing wrong in it, because if you are using what we call multi-row card, you are going to have it down, so there's nothing wrong in having it down. So just a preference. So we are going to format this, and we are going to go to format, from the three dots to format. Then the first thing we are going to do, this is the category label, which is we have as total sales. So we'll remove it, we'll close it. So you can see we are not having it again. We want to have it at the top. So we put as at the top by the title, then we put our total sales. We put our total sales there. So once we have our total sales, then the next thing we are going to do, we want to center it. And when we've centered it, we can see we have a background color here. So we are going to make the background this color 20% black, 20% lighter. You can see we have what we have here. Then we come back to the color, and then we turn it to white. So we have that. When you check out of it, you can see what we have. Then the next thing we are going to do, we come to our size and style. You can see the background is off, visual border is off. We really need the shadow, so we put in the shadow. You can see that is just the only thing we have to do here. Then we can close this background. We don't actually need it anymore. Then I'm going to copy this and use it to replace this one. So that is the only thing that we just have to do. Then after that, we are done with creating our layer. So we just have to bring it closer. So what I did was I made one, formatted it, then I copied it to reuse. So this will actually save you and save your time from unnecessary wasting time, like creating this, format it, then you go to the second one, you create your format. That is not really a professional. So we come down here. Already we have our total source. We are going to remove our total sales from here. Then we have to have our total quantity. Total sales quantity. So we are going to have it there. You can see. Then we go to format, because we are going to let me see. So you can see we have total sales. So we have to come to these three dots, go to format, and we are going to change the title to total sales quantity. So that is good. Then the next thing we are going to do is we are going to have our internet sales quantity or our reseller sales quantity. It depends on what you just have. So we remove this, then we go to our reseller sales quantity. So then we'll come to the title here, then we are going to make it reseller sales quantity, reseller sales quantity. So that is what we just have to do there. Then the the last one, then we're going to remove this. Then we're going to have this as the internet sales quantity. So you copy and you make it the internet sales, quantity. So we are done with our KPIs. So that is the first step that we have to show, that we have to present the total sales quantity, reseller quantity, and the internet sales quantity. Remember, we had this and this together to give us the total sales quantity, and it's different from the total sales amount. So the next thing is, we are going to have what we call our sales quantity by promotion. This is going to be the next thing. Sales quantity by promotion. We want to see the seller, then we want to see the number of what we call discount, or if there's discount, if there's no discount. Then what we do is we can either pick pie charts, or you can also pick a donut chart. It doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do is we are going to pick our total sales. Then after picking our total sales, then we're going to pick our what we call our reseller. And where do we get our reseller? We are going to get our reseller from our promotion table. So we'll come down here. Then we're going to have our total, which is sales quantity. So we are going to have our sales quantity first of all, which is our total sales quantity. So we have our total sales quantity. Then we go to where we can see our promotion. So let's go to our team promotion. And when you go to our team promotion, we are going to, let's open it. This is our team promotion. Then we are going to have what we call our English promotion category. So let's click on it. And let's see what we have. So we have a seller and we have this quantity. And let me try to change this to donut, because the first one I use a donut. So let's have it as a donut chart. So we have this as a donut chart, and when you over it, so you can see we have a 30.09, which is total quantity, 35,970. Then we have our no discount. We have to do 3,800,000 and something, which is 86% of it. So we just have to make it here. Then the next thing is we come to, already the format is opened, so we can see we have sales quantity. So we are going to change the title to sales quantity by promotion. Sales quantity, so you remove the English category promotion, so you just put sales quantity by promotion. So remove the category, remove the English, just sales quantity by promotion. So we have it at the center, and the color we have it as white. Don't forget, then our background, we're using the background, and we are going to have it as this as usual. So you can see what we're having. Then the next thing is we go to our style and size, then we put our shadow. Already we are done with this. You can see it's as simple as we want. So if we decide to put a data label, then we just go straight down to where we have our data label is already on. So that means our data label is on already, so we don't have to bother ourselves about it. Then the next thing is category label. Let's see if we only have category label, but I'm thinking we should have all details. Let's see. So we are having all details, which is actually good. So let me make it out so that anybody that sees it for the first time will know that, oh, the seller is 36,000 and no discount is 23,900. So when you over it, it's going to give you actually 23,800 something approximately. So that is what we are having, and I think this is actually good. So these are the way you use to visualize your data. So the next thing that we would like to see is sales quantity by category. So the next thing, we just have to copy this, so we don't have to pick it from afresh. So copy this, and this we are still going to move this up a bit, because so that we can have the third one actually come. Don't worry, we are going to rearrange everything. So we remove this. Then we are going to have our sales quantity, total sales quantity, don't forget, by category. And which category that we are having, we still go to our dim product. That is where we are going to have our category. So we'll go to dim products, and then we are going to have our English product category. So we are going to click on this. Then we are having what we call everything is perfect, because I've already used this for this, which is giving us exactly the same thing. So the only thing we are going to change is just the title. So we come down to where our title is, which is going to give us sales quantity by category. That's all. Sales quantity by category. So this is done already. So we have that. Now you can see we have everything working perfectly. Why are they working perfectly? Is because there is a relationship between or among them. So you can see, because we have a relationship connected together. If not for that, definitely we can't be picking from the product to the product category to the product subcategory. It will not actually work, but because there is a promotion, and that's why I'm providing this for you to show, so you don't have to bother yourself about doing the connection all together from the scratch. So the third one that we want to say is sales quantity by bank name. So we want to say what are the bank's names. So that is what we like to see. So we copy this again, and we are going to copy, then we paste this. So for the third time, so we are done with that. So we have this to be here, then we have this to be here. So we are having our sales quantity by bank name. Let me see if we can just adjust this a bit. Let's see, because everything must show. Let's see. Instead of doing that, let me see if moving it down will work. Let's see. Okay, so definitely that means we have to adjust this as well to fall in the same place. And let's see, this we have to adjust this as well. So we have this down here. We have not saved our work. Please let's save, so that if anything happens, we will not lose what we've worked for. So we want to say sales quantity by bank name. So where can we find the bank name? That would be the question. We can find the bank name in our dim reseller. In our dim reseller, that is where we can see our bank name. So let's close this. Already we are having this from here. Okay, unable to save this document. The file, this report is already open in a Power BI desktop or another platform. Okay, no problem. You will receive it and then save it as well. Now, the next thing we are going to do, we are going to remove the products. Then we go to, let's close this. Then we go to our dim what again, reseller. So let's go to our reseller. This is our dim reseller. Then we need the bank name. So this is the bank name. So we have all the bank name here. So you can see, so we can just put this down. So we have United Security, we have Guardian Bank, then we have I don't want to expand this too long, so we can just bring this down a bit. Let me see if we can just expand this, and because I want all the name to be shown otherwise, so we can just leave it a bit, so that when you hover it, they're still going to create the same thing. So we come back, so you can see we are having Guardian Bank, then we are having here Primary Bank and Reserve. So we are done with this. So the next thing we are going to do here is just for us to, let me move this up a bit. So this is good here. Then we are going to change the name to total, which is sales quantity by bank name. So sales quantity by bank name. So already that is done here. So we are done with that. Then we can close this. We don't really want this opened. The next thing that we are actually going to do is we want to see the top 10 reseller. And this top 10 reseller are also top 10 sub categories and top 10 products. So we come down to our chart and we are going to pick one of those charts that we are going to use. So we are going to actually close this and so we are going to have our top 10 reseller and we pick this chart first of all and we bring it down here. We bring it down here first and we are going to make it up and we are going to have our top 10 reseller. Top 10 reseller by what? That should be the question that we ask. Top 10 reseller by reseller quantity. So we go to our reseller quantity first. We pick our reseller quantity and let's see what we have there. Then we go to our reseller table. From our reseller table, we are going to pick what we call our reseller at top 10. So we go to our reseller table and we are going to pick what we call our reseller name. So let's come down to our reseller and we are going to pick our reseller name, which is this. And let's see. So, and this is perfectly done. So do we have up to 10 already? Because the name should be rewarding. Top 10 reseller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 7. Notwithstanding, there is no actually problem about that. But we're actually looking for top 10, but we find that this is not up to top 10. So since this is not up to top 10, I think there's no problem about it. So we come down to our format. We just click the format here and we'll go to formats. Then after that we go to our table. Then we have reseller, just reseller. So we don't have to just put anything, just we have reseller. Then we centered it and then we come to where our color is, we make it white. Then we come to our background, then we make it this. Then we go to size, then we have our shadow. Then we go down to our detail level, then we have our detail level. And then the next thing I would like to do is we go to the detail level again. I don't want to make it in 1000, so let's go to the value. Then from the value we can actually make it none. So and this will give us, then we want this one outside. Then we'll go back to our dot label series. Then we go to position, then we make it outside hand so that this can come outside. So already we are done with this. Then the next thing is we from it, then we are going to copy this because we are going to reuse it. Then we are going to have it here. Now we are going to have our top 10 by subcategory. And we believe this will be more than 10, so we are going to use our filter. So where should we get this from? Already we have to look for the table. So we'll go to our product subcategory and we are going to get our English subcategory from there. Then we go to our total sales quantity. So from here, we go back here, we remove this and we have our total sales quantity. Then we also remove this Then we go to our dim products subcategory. Dim product, we have dim products category, dim products subcategory. Then we are going to pick what we call English. I will tell you why we have been using everything about English. Maybe asking, why is everything about English? I'm going to tell you that, don't worry. And then the next thing we are going to do is we go to our bar. I will change the color to, probably let me go to more color from here, and let me just make it down here. Then I will check out. Then the next thing I'm going to do is the title. So and we are going to change our title to top 10 subcategory. So let's go back to up and let's change the title to top 10 subcategory. So we have that already, and don't forget that this is more than 10. So what should we do? We go to our filter, and our filter we have our English product. So we open it, then this is basic filtering, then we go to our top N, then we put 10. So then what is the value that we are going to use? We bring this our total sales quantity, and you put it at data field here. So we click apply. So by then we should have exactly 10. So we click apply. So we can close this. Then so this should be give us 10. So then the next thing we're going to do, we just have to move this up, increase this, then we'll move this up as well. We increase it so that we can have the whole 10 there. So that is perfectly done. Then the last but not the least, here we want to say top 10 products. So we copy this and we put it beside here. So we are going to readjust this thing. Maybe I will just reduce it a bit. Let me put this down somewhere here. Let me bring this down somewhere here. So let me bring this down. So when we are done with that, we are going to do that. So we have this top 10. So what are we going to use in this our top 10 products? Are we going to use what we call the same total sales quantity? But let's go to, we'll remove the product from there. Then we are going to use what we call dim products. Remember, we have, this is dim product subcategory, so we have our dim product. And in our dim product, what are we surely going to use? In our dim product, we are going to use our English product. So this is dim products. So let's go to, you can see English description. We have English product name. So, and we are going to use English product name. So we come back and we click on this English product name. Then you can see we have more than 10. So we go back to our filter and we are going to remove. We have English product name. We have this, so we don't need this. We remove because we copied this to here. So that is why we're having it that way. Then we come to English product name. Then we have our basic filtering. Then we move it down. Then we go to our top N. Then we put our top 10. Then add data filter field. We bring our this and we put it here and we click apply. So we have our top 10 products. So we cover, close this, and this is going to give us our top 10 products. So that is good. We can as well use any chart for this. So not necessarily You can see what we're using our bash chart. Let me just copy this for us to see that, because some of you may be asking, must I use that the same? No, not necessarily. We can even decide to use table. Let me come down here. We can see this and we can put it here. You can see what we're having, so you can as well use this. Do you know why? It's because here, let me try to expand it. How long am I going to? You can see we can use this as well. This also work, just that this will take enough of space. You understand? Not that it doesn't work. You can as well use this. You can see what we're having, so more like the same thing with this. This is cluster bash chart, and this is a stacked bash chart. So they're all bash chart. Then look at this, we can also use this, the same thing, so there's nothing wrong in it. And we can come down to use table. And when we decide to use table, just imagine what we're having. So we can just pull it together, put the table here, and we can just put everything there. That when you filter it, you can say, oh, this is what we have here. This is what we actually also have here. So we can decide to use whatever as long as it gives the information, except otherwise. What do I mean by except otherwise? If they tell you that we want to see this in a bar chart, we want to see this in a column chart, that is when you use column chart. But if they're telling you we want to see the top 10 category of the product, top 10 category of total quantity, this or that, you can decide to use this. You can decide to pick any chart you want. So this actually also work. And let me see if I really want to format this. Maybe I would decide to use this for this. And let me put this down here. And we come down to our format. Let's go to visual border. Everything is good. We have our visual border there. Then let's go to style present. And this style present is we're having a default. Then we are going to put it in none. So let me put it in none. You can see what I'm having. So, and if I decide to put it in default, so we have it like this in a default format. So let's go back, have it in a default format like this. So you can decide to put it like this in a default format. Then the next thing we just have to do, we can see this column, we come down here, and let's come to the let's go to the column header, value, element. We can decide to change the color to any format that we have. Let's try to format this and let's see if we change it back to this, because it doesn't really matter what you use. And when you look at the size, you can use bold header, alternative row. Probably let's put it in alternative row. You can see what we're having. We're having this and this. So, and when you bring it down, probably flashy row, you can see we are having this in a flashy row. So when you bring it down as well, you can see we are having bold header flashing row. You can see, so you can decide to sparse. You can see, so we're having it as sparse. Then you can also decide to say, okay, I want to use it in condense. Let's say condense. You can see you have it differently. Then you go back to default, and this is what default is actually giving you. So if you want everything to rhyme with this, so we go to our total, we leave our total like that. So let's go to the grid. We have this grid here, so we have horizontal. This is the horizontal grid. We might decide to remove horizontal grid and put vertical grid. You can see, so we're having a vertical grid, and the color of the vertical grid, let's see, white. Let's increase it. So we have it. Then the color, you can decide to make the color black. You can decide to make the color, because the color matches the background, so you can leave it. So the border, so you can just put anything you want at the border. So the value, this is the value. You can see we are having text to be black, we are having background color to be white. Alternatively, and this that is giving us white, alternative background, we are having this. So we can as well make, let's probably the background color, we can make it something like this. Let's see, You can see what we have it. And if you don't want to use that, you can make it this. You can see what we have it. So if you don't want to make it that, you can just decide and say, okay, I'd like to make it this. So you can see what we're having. And if you don't want to use that, you can just decide to make it anything you want. Probably that might be too, probably make this. You understand? And you can see what we are actually having. Then you go back to this and you decide to make this more darker, so that there will be a difference in it. So you can see what we are actually having. So we can decide to make, and when you go back to the title, to the total, that's total down there. So you can just decide to make it anything you want. So there's no problem. So we shouldn't waste time with this. So we can just remove this. I'm just using this as an example for you to know that you can use whatever you want. So we'll bring this down. So we have our top 10 products, then we have everything. So you can just cover this. I'm going to close everything first for me to arrange what we have here. Then I will go back to it again. So let's break this down, and I'm going to, okay, and let me reduce from here. So we can just, when they hover it, the actually label shows. So we have this as well. So we can just reduce this. So we have this down here. So we can as well put this here, put this here. So the next thing we just have to do is we are going to reduce this. So we come down here, we reduce this, good. Then we can actually move it up. We reduce this as well. Then we can also move it up. So that's good. Then we come down to this. We reduce this, let's see. So we can just still reduce this too. So that's good. So when you hover it, you can see what we have there. Then we come down to reduce this. So we have everything perfectly. So we can just leave it there. Then we can just move this closer. Then we'll move this closer as well. I think this is more bigger than this, so we'll reduce this to have the same thing. Then we have this, and we make it down. Then we have this as well. So we are done with that. So the next thing we are going to do, we just move this up. Then let's come down back to having our, because we have like one more shot to go. So we move this a bit up. Have this here. So we have this here. We have this here as well. Then we have this here. So now the next thing we want to have our sales quantity by product category. So we are going to pick which shot are we actually going to pick? We are going to pick permit me to just look at it. We are going to pick our area chart. So let's pick the area chart. Let's pick this area chart here, and let's bring it down. Yep. Then we are going to pick our total quantity. So we have our total quantity already. Then we'll go to our dim date. In our dim date, we are going to use our English month. So let's go to, we close this. So we have our dim date. And let's go to the English month name. So let's click on this. So we have this already. Then the next thing is we are going to have our product. Add to it. Then where is our product going to be? So we are going to have our English product category name. English product category name. So we look for our English product category name. and then we are going to our theme product category. So let's go to our theme product category. This is theme product category. Then we look for our English product name. So we have this, and then we are going to pick this into our Y. Let me pick this. Already we have this. Then we are going to have this into our legend. So let me have our English product category name. Let's click on it. So you can see what we're having. If I'm on this hub, so we are having something of this nature. So this is exactly what we have been looking for. So we have this. I'm just going to read it up a bit. So we have this already done. So that is what we are actually waiting for. So the next thing we are going to just do here, let me expand it a bit. We can see we have from January, February. You can see what we have in accessory, bike, clothing. We have in components. Then we are in April. This is what we have in biking. Then in July, there's a fall. We have an accessory. We are having clothing. Then it rises again in November and move on till like that in December. So we just format it. That is what we're going to do. So we format this. We go to sales quantity by product category. So that's going to be our title. Sales quantity by product category. So sales quantity by product category. Product category. So we have this. Then we centered it. We have our color to be white. Then we have our background to be 20% darker. Then already we have everything perfectly. So we go to our legend. We don't need a title. This is the title for the legend. So we remove it. Let's go to the legend. We are not removing all the legends. See, when you close this, all the legends remove. But no, it's the title that we want to remove. And this is the title, which is the English product name. So we close this. Then we have that. Then we go to y-axis. We want to remove this from the y-axis. We don't need it, which is the value. We remove everything. So we try to see something else, and let me go to detail level. I want to see. So this is what we have in each month. And if I don't want to use 8,000, let's wait again, and let's see position never matter, value, let me see, and let's see what we can do about the value auto. Let's put it in none, and let's see what we have. So this is what we have in our label. Then we can decide to make this label white. Let me see. The label is white, and let's see another color that we can actually use. So we use this. This is actually good. So we have it that way. Then we have our month. Then the next thing I would like us to see before we go back is already we have our marker, because this marker, okay, we don't have marker here. Let me see if we can apply marker to it. Exactly, it's good. So we have marker for inch. Then we can just leave it that way. The next thing is we have our shadow already on, so we don't have a good line, so we can just cover this. So we have this perfectly placed. We have just two things to go. Then we are going to pick this. So let me cover this. We are going to pick this. Let's pick this English flag, and let's put it here. So we have this to be here. Then we are going to use our filter. And the filter we are going to use is going to be from our country name. So let's see where our filter come from. The geography. And from the geography, what exactly are we going to use? From there, we're going to use our English country region. So we go to our dim geography and let's pick. This is the dim geography English country region name. So we take this. So let's wait. So you can see that is why we are using English. But there's something I wonder about is France. It's not an English speaking country. Germany as well is not an English speaking country, but we're having. So we're going to, let's close this and let's move this up. So we still have to do some adjustment here. So we have to move this down a bit. So we have to move this down a bit. So we have to move this down a bit. Then we have to move this down a bit. We can actually reduce this. Then we just have to move this down a bit. So this is actually good here. This is actually good here. If we can a bit. If we can a bit. And also we have this. So we have our country, which is our filter. Then we go to format. Let's go to format. We don't need the name there. So the format is slicer, data label. We need the label, but we don't need the title. Then we go to silent style. We just put our shadow. So that's all. And then the next two things that we have to do is we go back. Let's close this. And we go to our, then we pick our filter again. Then we are going to put the filter here. So we are going to put it here. We're going to put it here. So let's have it here. And we're going to use our year. So from there we can just choose which of those year should we pick from. So we're going to our dim table and we're going to our calendar here. So date table. So where's our dim date table? Is our date table. So we have our year. And then we go to format this. We go to format. Then we go to slicer heading. Let's go to slicer settings first. And we're going to make it a drop down. So, and then we can as well go to our size and style. We have our shadow. And then let's close this. Then we'll go to our data label settings. We remove calendar. Then we'll put here. So that's all. We don't have much to do there. The last but not the least, we are going to have our title. So we'll close this. We'll close this. So we actually go down now. So we can see we have this. So we come down here and we put our title, and which is going to be, this is going to be products analysis report, and we can just present this to the manager and for them to see. So we'll bring this to the centered, and the next thing is we bring it down to the left 12. Then we go to format. Let's go to format, and let's go to silent styles, and we'll put a shadow. That's all. Then the next thing I want us to do here is I'm going to change the title to something like this, and let me make it bold and bring it out. Then we'll close everything. So we've come to the end of this tutorial. Please, if you find this video useful, if you find this video interesting, please subscribe please comment, and please share. And please also like. This will always encourage as many of us that are doing videos for you guys to watch, to learn. It will encourage us to do more of this. So please always encourage us by making a comment, encourage us by, some of you might not like to comment, but some of you can actually like the videos. It doesn't cost you anything to like. Please do, to encourage as many. Might not really be my video alone. Anybody that you watches their video and you know that you learn one or two things from the video, please like the video. This will encourage them to do more and say, oh, someone likes this video, definitely I have to. It encourage people, at least people that do videos out there. It encourages them to continue making videos for as many that want to learn. There are millions of people that want to learn about Power BI, that want to learn about data analysis. They'll just tell you, I need just a basic things to start from, and from there I'll be able to build myself. And we have several videos outside there for you guys to learn. So please encourage us by subscribing to our channel, by liking our videos, and making a comment. So before we call it a day, we are going to test one or two filter, our slicer, and then we'll see what we actually have. So we have Australia. What do we have in Australia? We have 9 million total sales. We have total sales quantity 18,000. Then we resell quantity, we have 4,948. Then we have internet sales 13,000. Probably we should make this 1,000 back. Then we go to, let me use Canada and France. Germany and France. France 2.64 million, 20,000 sales quantity, 14,000 reseller, 5,558 reseller quantity. Then let me see Germany 2.89, 13,000, 7,380, 5,654. Then what year are we actually looking at? That should be another question, because when you tell the manager, France, we have so thing, the manager will ask you, what year is that? So we start from, let me start from 2011. Let me see. We have a data for 2011, and let's see what we have in Australia. You can see 2.51 million. And let me see from France, 400 and something thousand. So then in Germany, then we have 400 something thousand. United Kingdom, we have 500 something thousand. United States, we have 2.35 million. As you can see, look at how it moves. Ancestry, you can see we have Ancestry 138, bikes 887, clothing 364, component 317. There's a fall in April, there's a fall in July. So they have to look into this July and April, what's actually around January, but in February it peaked, in March it comes down a bit, in April it actually came down, in May we have a rising, then in June it started falling down, in July there was a fall, in August we have rising, then a month after a month it will go up, it will come down. So you can see 2012, this is what we are actually having. So that is enough for today. So thank you for taking this wonderful ride with me. Once again, please, if you find this video useful, find this video interesting, please subscribe, please comment, please like, please share, please click the bell icon so you'll be notified whenever we upload a new video. Thank you. See you again in another video.